Hi y'all, I'm Allison and I need help deciding 5 more books to read in March. My little Simmies have been neglected for far too long, so we're going to correct that today and find what else I'll be reading. So let's not waste any time and go straight into Oasis Springs to find out what Quill and his family are going to have in store for me. I hope they're feeling kind today. Goldie is waiting for us at our next house. This is Quill's. Let's have her. Where's she going? She's going to throw something away. Okay, while she's doing that, let's just go inside and find Quill. He is our next heir. His wife, Serenity, and their little girl, Rhonda. Roxanne is around here somewhere, too. There she is, making a mess. I'm going to tell her to stop that and get right to it. Let's have Quill read something. The game is really simple. I have retitled my books as they were written with reading prompts. If I tell them to read something from the bookcase, they randomly grab something. So let's see what we're starting out with. A short book. I am loving that. Great start. Okay, I don't think I could have asked for anything better because, I'm sorry, if you can hear a lot of shuffling noise and everything, our newest cat, Joey, is playing in her tunnels. So that's what you're hearing. Let me see if I can. I'll show you if she's still doing it in a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can do this. So now you'll know what's going on. That's my little Spitfire. Hopefully it wasn't too dark. Okay. Quill. He is setting me up right because March is going to be a very, very busy reading month for me. So a short book is perfect. And I've really been wanting to continue on in this series. And it's been really difficult to work in. It hasn't been playing nice. And I'm only on the second book. Got one false note. This one is by Gordon Corman, and it's the 39 Clues series. We do have some repeat authors, but I think most of them, we got to have a different author every time. I think this came out like 2009, somewhere around there. It's great and middle grade and mystery series, and they're basically going on like a scavenger cryptic hunt, trying to decode things. They're trying to trace down the source of their family's power, the Cahills. And I guess whoever's going to find it at the end will become the most powerful. So anyway, way too much info, but I'm excited. I needed a book under 200 pages, and this one has 174. So 39 clues, one false note. We'll put him there. Okay. Really promising start. Let's go back into the game and see if it's going to continue on. Ready? All right, let's get Serenity next. And tell her to read something. I don't know what she was going to do with her daughter, but she can do it in a minute. Or not. Put her down. Let's cancel that. Okay, there we go. Let's see what she'll have for us. This house, I had like furnishing restrictions. And I can't remember what else is. I did this one last March. Okay, Hidden in the Shadows. This is pretty cool. Read a book with a silhouette on the cover. I like that. Serenity's living up to her name because she gave me another good one. And these are fun. I like the ones where you have to hunt on the covers. So I need a silhouette on the cover. And I know just what to pick. So I have part 2 of City of Villains. This is City of Hooks and Scars by Estelle Lore. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce her name. I read the first one last month. which was City of Villains. I really enjoyed it. There are so many Easter eggs referring to all the Disney characters and everything. So they all pretty much live in this one town, and it has been renamed the Scar because magic is no longer there. And the area is broken into people who want the magic back and people who don't. So, and there's a very clear division. So we get the origin stories. We've got Ursula, Hook, and Maleficent. So, and they're all as high school students. So this is the beginning of, this is what sets them down their villainous path. I'm really enjoying it. Grab it if you see it on the shelf. I think it's still being sold. It came out like at the end of, I believe, 2021. And yes, part 2. So this is, I guess, where he's going to actually become Captain Cook. It's kind of leading up to it, or Captain Hook. It's leading up to it in the first one. Okay, let's move on. And yay for another short book. This will help. Okay, I'm moving right along. There's the kitchen, by the way. I love how this one turned out. Where is Roxanne? There she is. She's upstairs. I think trying to go to bed, but as you know, that's not going to happen until I get my books. Tell her to read something, and let's drop these walls and follow her back down. Let's give you a look at the upstairs. The dad did something with music. I can't remember what his job was, but it was definitely music related. So his daughters are Roxanne, inspired by the song by the Police, and we have Rhonda from Help Me Rhonda by the Beach Boys. Okay, let's hope Roxanne is going to be just as nice to me as her parents. Okay, wait, hold still. Hold still. TBR Knockout. I get to double up and use one of Melanie's prompts. That is going to be so helpful this month. Nice, because I have a lot I'm trying to do this month. All right, we've got Roxanne. She is actually my current heir. I haven't played her house since October, so hopefully I'll actually get her to finish her goals. We will find out. But right now she is still a kid, and she's going easy on me too. I'm getting really nervous because if you've watched any of my Sims games in the past, you know how they like to toy with me. Or, you know, we get certain visitors. We don't want to call them. We don't want any of that today. But I get to use one of my TBR knockout prompts, which will essentially reduce my list by 1 book. And I need that this month. So let me find out what the prompts are, and we'll see what we can pick. All right, I have my handy dandy reading journal. Thank God I finally got it set up. I was lost. That video will be coming soon. I promise you. All right, so here's another sneak peek at my TBR knockout spread, which is what I typically do. And I need either a strong female lead or a book about women's rights because March is Women's History Month. I went blank. This one, I was surprised, was actually really tricky for me. And I'm hoping y'all will have some recommendations for me for the future because I have a serious lack in my library. I don't really have any books regarding women's rights. So, and what I would ideally love to get my hands on is some about women like entering the workforce. So maybe like a Rosie Riveter story, or something about the women's suffrage movement. And I really enjoy like historical fiction. So if there's like, if you know of any books where that's a main theme in it, or, you know, let me know. Or something like where they're 9 to 5 Dolly Parton movie, you know, where they're trying to break into the workforce. So I know there's got to be a ton out there, but I couldn't find any. Although I did find one, thanks to Once Upon a Book Club's 2021 Advent Box. One of the gifts in there was The Vanished Bride by Bella Ellis. And this is actually part 1 in a Bronte's mystery series. I think there's 4 or 5 books out. But this follows the 3 Bronte sisters. and we're in Yorkshire, England in 1845. Before they became legendary writers, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne were detectives. So a crime happens not far from their home, and while they're horrified by it, they're also intrigued by the mystery of the murder itself. And they quickly realize, with their well-honed imaginations and their extensive reading, that detecting is reading between the lines and seeing what's not there. As they investigate, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne are confronted with a society that believes a woman's place is in the home, not scouring the countryside looking for clues. But nothing will stop the sisters from finding out what happened to the vanished bride. So they are going to go against societal expectations and solve this crime. So women's rights, they're fighting for it in their own way. Okay, back to the game. Let's see, Rhonda. Oh, isn't she cute? She's sleeping. And she can't read out of this bookcase. So we're going to skip her and go to Goldie, who is sleeping in the master bed. There's not room for her to sleep in this house. So let's do what we always do. Wake her up and tell her to come out and read something. Love that little reading nook. Not loving those walls, though. We still lit the fire. Okay, what do we have? Owl Crate Jr. Okay, I can work with that. Good old Goldie is helping me with my goal of trying to get to my unread subscription books. So we've got Owl Crate Jr. I am going to go with The In-Between by Rebecca K.S. Insari, I'm guessing. It's the Owl Crate edition, obviously. And it's just plain Jane underneath. So this is another mystery, but I believe fantasy as well. Okay, Cooper is lost ever since his dad left. His little sister annoys him. There's a creepy girl that moves next door that keeps staring at him, and he just wants to get away from everything. But when his little sister discovers a mystery online about a train wreck 100 years prior, he welcomes this distraction from all these annoyances in his life, and before you know it, these two are investigating this old case. There is a young boy among the dead who was never identified. The only distinguishing mark on the young boy was a strange insignia that no one had seen prior to this or after since his death, and they still don't know what it means. Jess, his little sister, is fascinated by this mystery because she has seen the insignia. It's a symbol on the jacket of the girl next door. So I'm going to read this one. I know it made quite the rounds whenever it was released. And I don't know why. I just never even bothered to read the flap what it was about. But I think this is going to be a good one. And again, nice and short. And this will get me, I've got a couple for middle grade because I forgot all about middle grade March. But I can't dive into that too. I've got enough going this month. Speaking of that, keep an eye out for another video showing all the other chaos that I will have to contend with in March. I am excited for it, but it's going to be a very daunting month. All right, let's go back into the game. I need one more book if all goes well. It's going really smooth, so knock on wood. Don't want that to change. Okay, let's go back in and see who we can bother. They're being nice to me, so I'm going to return the favor, let the parents sleep, and we'll let Roxanne pick one more time for us. I am still playing her household. I haven't touched the game since like October, and she will be the next one that we visit when, I don't know if it'll be in April or May, probably May. And we'll probably see her house in progress. Biography. All right. Nonfiction or historical fiction, and I am going with historical fiction. This is Becoming Jane Eyre by Sheila Kohler. I've had this on my shelf for a very long time. Another little one. This is a historical fiction about the Bronte sisters, which I'm excited for since I'm also going to be reading Vanished Bride. So I'll get some, two different perspectives on it. This is more, biographical. then putting them in new situations. At the center of the book are Charlotte and the writing of Jane Eyre, and the overlapping narratives of the author and the heroine, including Charlotte's love affair with a married man. So, and there will also, of course, be about her family life. If you're not familiar with the Bronte family, their life was so tragic. They suffered. It was not an easy life for them. So I am looking forward to reading this one. It's supposed to be very sensitively done and beautifully written and deeply researched. So this should be a good time. I am familiar with their background, so I will be able to probably spot if they deviate too far. We will see. All right, I think we're getting out of here unscathed. Grimm didn't come, everybody's happy, and I don't have extra books to read. It's a Sims miracle. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the rest of this. Got a little bathroom tucked back here. And there was the master that you saw. I do like all the nooks and crannies in this house. So here, this might be let's go this way. I like the stark look of it, maybe. And the kitchen has a little bit of color in it. And then upstairs, we have Rhonda's room. A little colorful hall bathroom with a yoga mat. Oh, I'm sorry, this was Roxanne's room over here. And this is Rhonda's room. Oh, Roxanne is scared. What scared her? We've got a ghost dog running around somewhere. I don't know where he is. They originally had a pet in this house. So, anyway, back to what we were doing. This was their karaoke room. They really enjoyed their karaoke. And this was just a little feature of the house. A little balcony. And in their backyard, they have the mandatory greenhouse and a swimming pool. With a grill back here. And I really had a lot of fun building this one. I tried to change it up. I've been trying to make each of my builds unique. So if you do want to download this house, then it is available in the gallery. And I will put the name of it up on the screen. So there you go. This is my last completed challenge. And we are still working on Roxanne's very, very slowly. But hopefully I'll be able to get to it. I don't know when. All right. Thank you, my Simmies. Not only did I get 5, but look, it's a short stack. Nice. I have a lot going on in March. And if you're curious to know what else I have up my sleeve, you might want to subscribe and keep an eye out. So I will be doing something different. I also have my reading journals to share with y'all and some wrap-ups. There's lots to do. All right, if you want to enjoy more of The Sims and see how they have tortured me in the past, I will put that playlist right here for you. And here was what I did in Just Spin It. Y'all have a great one, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.